4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
All right. Welcome to the Gridiron. If you can give this video a thumbs up or maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking phenomenal. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live, or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. It's totally free of charge. But if you are subscribed, thank you. If you want to help support my channel out, description box below, very top link takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel, it means so much to me. I thank you in advance. Thank you. And then just finally, underneath that, there's another link in the description box. Takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,900 members. Oh, so close to 10,000 members. Over 9,900 members in the group, and it's doing simply marvelous. But basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. Well, it's getting close. It's getting close, guys. Saturday, 1 o'clock. I'm kind of used to, like the 7 o'clock starts and all that stuff. But 1 o'clock going to be on the NFL Network. I believe ESPN is buying them out. Well, actually, Disney owns ESPN, so Disney and ESPN, whatever, they're buying out the NFL. I wonder what that transaction is going to cost. I wonder how many zeros are at the end of that transaction. But it's going to be 1 o'clock, right? Let me find this up here. There we go. All right. So, but it's obviously on. If you live in New York, Channel 4. I used to live in New York. No, don't live in New York anymore. But 50 years ago, I lived in New York and Channel 4. That was it. The Jets were on 2. Giants were on 4. And back in the day, the home games were blacked out. So we had an antenna on the top of our house. Remember antennas and all that stuff? Yeah. Oh yeah. And what we had to do was to try to get the Giant games. We had a thing sitting on top of our TV, and a box, whatever. And it had like a little dial, and you turn it, and it would turn the antenna up on top of our roof. It came in handy quite a bit, and we had to get, I think it was Channel 8 in Connecticut, I believe it was. If I'm not mistaken. It's 50 years ago. So we had to turn the antenna on top of our roof to try to get whatever to face or pick up Channel 8 over in Connecticut. Because in New York, it was 2, 4. I mean, now there's 375 quadrillion channels. But back in the day, it was 2, 4, 7 was ABC. So I think it was either 6 or 8. I thought it was 8. In Connecticut was the Giants channel, which was, the Giants were 4. So the NBC. So I think NBC, I think in Connecticut was like 8. So we turned it, and it would rotate on top of our house, and it rotated really slowly, but sometimes the channel would come in. I mean, it was always fuzzy. The channel never came in crystal clear. Obviously, once again, we're talking about 1973, 72, so it never came in crystal clear, but sometimes you can get it where you can make out figures and all that stuff and everything. But so the Giants will be on 1 o'clock tonight, obviously Channel 4 in New York, the NFL Network. Then of course they're on radio. So the Giants will kick off the 2025 preseason on the road facing the Buffalo Bills at Highmark Stadium. Kickoff is scheduled for Saturday, August 9th at 1 o'clock on WNBC. Hold on a second. Please. In regular season play, the teams have met 14 times with one postseason matchup. Of course, we all remember that one. The Bills lead the series all-time 8-6. The Giants, what was it? Was it 17? It was 20-6. They beat the Bills in 1970, the first time I had the merger. The Giants played the AFC East. They played three of the teams in the AFC East. They played the Jets. They played the Boston Patriots in 1970, and they played the Buffalo Bills. And they beat the Bills. It's either 17-6 or 20-6. I think they were tied at 6 at halftime. I think it was 20-6. They wound up winning. But so the Giants actually wound up beating the Bills the first time they ever played them. So, but the Bills obviously lead the series, all-time series 8-6. Now, of course, the Giants. I mean, last time we played the Bills, I mean, it was just one of those things. Once again, the whole season. I mean, just like nothing went right for the absolute. We should have beat. I mean, once we only had 3 wins, so we got Abdul Carter. If we had 5 wins, we don't get Abdul Carter. We get 5 wins, maybe we don't get Jackson Dart. So paid off for us, right? But I mean, not with the Bills, the Bills game, with Tyrod Taylor calling the what was it, the running play, and the time ran out. We should have had at least 3 points. The last play in the end zone, there was like pass interference, and they didn't call. So just unbelievable. But anyway, this preseason. So, all right, what else we got here? So, how to watch the Giants and the Bills on TV? WNBC. So on WNBC, so if you're in the New York market, right? See Bob Papa, Carl Banks, Phil Simms, Howard Cross is on the sideline, and Bruce Beck is on the sideline. So for this game, anyway, the Giants radio announcers will be calling the game, right? And Paul Dottino will be up in the booth. Madeline Burke, she's on the sideline, I think it is. Sean O'Hara, Paul Dottino, Sean O'Hara will be up in the booth, radio booth. So Paul Dottino will be calling the game on the radio. So they'll be on the fan. And Madeline Burke will be on the sideline. The pregame and postgame will be John Schmelk and, of course, the newly acquired Tiki Barber. Let's see. The Giants game day begins at 11 o'clock a.m. And then there's the postgame after the game's over. If you live outside the New York market, you can hear the Giants on the Giants radio network across the country, and that is a whole bunch of them. The Giants, even in Espanol, on Sirius XM, it's either channel 161 or channel 380, right? But now the one thing that I know when Dable had his little press conference and all that and everything, of course they all asked him, who's playing, who's starting, who's and of course Dable, Dable-esque, shall we say? He's very good at this, How do you injury? Oh, he's getting better all day to day. Yeah, he gives you the same answer. So he's not going to tell anybody basically who's starting and who's how many reps each guy's going to get. I mean, like say if Russell Wilson were to get in, a lot of the first stringers on offense, they're going to play a quarter. I mean, it would be. Really. I mean, unless you straight up bubble wrap these guys, it's football. Things can happen. But if you listen to Big Blue Kickoff Live, Paul Dottino was talking about. He said, get Russell Wilson in there for at least a quarter. Get that starting offensive line or get an offensive line out there. Obviously it would behoove the Giants if they had. There's, as of right now, we're going to go over the unofficial depth chart in just a minute, but it would behoove the Giants to get guys out there who they might possibly think might be, as of right now, be the starters, because you want them to play together, right? Of course, Andrew Thomas isn't going to be playing, but I mean, it would really behoove the Giants to get at least Russell Wilson out there on game situations. But Paul Dottino was talking about was, run the ball, right? Keep everything, obviously, as they always do, very vanilla. The defense is going to be very vanilla. Everything's going to be very vanilla, right? Maybe a little sprinkles on it, but very, very vanilla. But don't have Russell Wilson drop back and stand in the pocket for 5 seconds and try to launch something deep down the field. You don't want nobody getting anywhere near him, right? Maybe a screen, wide receiver screen, running plays, something quick over the middle, something quick, whatever, right? Like, just get some reps, get some familiarity with that, with the offensive line and all of that. But I mean, definitely got to have them out there. I mean, before we went to the 17-game schedule, right? Usually the way it worked out, I mean, for the most part, obviously it wasn't, there's no rules, nothing's written in stone. But when we had the 16-game schedule and there was 4 games, I like 4 games. I like 4 games, right? Because that way everybody can get a chance to play. The starting defense, starting offense, they can all get some reps. Everybody get a chance to play. I like 4. The more they keep cutting these games down, it's just, I mean, once we go to 18 games, they might only have 2 preseason. I mean, it's really, it's ridiculous. But when they had 4 preseason games, right? Usually the starting team, we get around a quarter. Might have been 2 drives. Might be, they're on the drive and the quarters change to the second quarter that the offense stay or the defense, whoever that stays out there till they're the change of possessions and they come off and you start putting the other teams in there. Usually like the second game, right? That would be like when maybe they would play like maybe a half. The starters play the first half, close to it, right? Then, of course, then you have the third game where the start, we're playing a majority of the game, whatever, 3 quarters, right? And, of course, then the last game, that's when you had the starters be on the sideline all joking around, holding the have their hands in their shoulder pads and their helmets they don't even bring their helmets. Leave the helmets in the locker room. They just standing around there joking around. And while everybody trying to make the team is out there playing, right? But I mean, it's a little bit different now. Now basically you kind of have 2 games for the starters. However you want to, get them out there for 3 quarters, maybe 1 quarter the first game, 2 quarters the second game. Then usually the last game, the third game, that's when the teams the players on the roster bubble play majority of the time. I don't know what the hell's going to happen when they go to, if they go to 18 games and they cut it down to 2 preseason games. I mean, so we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, obviously, who's starting, Dave ain't going to say. Who's not going to, obviously, some of the guys, we don't need Malik Neighbors out there. It'd be cool to see him out there. Don't need him out there. Andrew Thomas obviously isn't going to be out there. We're going to talk about injuries here in a little bit. Dexter Lawrence shouldn't be out there. So I'll have to wait and see. Well, hello, what's going on there? So we'll have to wait and see. But Dable didn't, he was asked on his press conference, who's playing, and basically he said they're going to sit down. Tomorrow, I think, is like some kind of, I think Wednesday would be like a padded practice. Wednesday. Thursday is like a carded practice, I believe they said. They said they got like stuff written down that they want to go over, possibly for the game on Saturday, right? And then I guess Fridays, maybe they going to Buffalo, and of course, obviously Saturday is the game. So what Dable said was, I think to try to get him away from any other questions from the media as far as who's going to start and all of that and everything like that. Meaning he's going to, I think they said he was going to like sit down like maybe Thursday night or something like that with the coaches and all that and talk about that and everything. So who's going to play, who's not, how much, you're not going to know from Dable. Except for the guys, obviously, who were injured. So like Andrew Thomas, Eric Gray, some of these guys that, that won't be playing. But I would like to see at least the offense and the defense out there, at least for a little bit. There are got a ton of guys out there, obviously, compete for roster spots. Oh, I know, man. Nothing. I mean, it's just so. It's bad enough when they complete passes on you and stuff, but man, when you can't stop the run, it's really demoralizing. Because like the Giants couldn't really do anything, past couple of years. They can't stop the run, they can't stop the pass. At least if you can shut the run down, it's like, you ain't running today. You might pick up 60, 70, 80 yards, but you're going to have to run the ball 25 times to get 80 yards. So, if you want to run the ball for 2.5 yards a carry, God bless you. Go ahead. But you're not making a living off of running the ball. So you're going to have to pass, if you want to move up and down the field. The Giants couldn't really freaking do anything. It was kind of like, can't stop the run. Well, we can't stop the pass. We're screwed, And Mr. Mara was talking about that too. He's like, I'm really sick and tired of seeing teams just walking up and down the field on us. So hopefully, our pass rush will be better, right? Not that it was really bad last year, but we wound up with like 42 sacks, I think it was, for the season, somewhere around there. But hopefully we should get at least that many, hopefully this year. But yeah, our run defense has got to be much better. Much better than it's been. Now we'll have to wait and see, especially the free agents we brought in. Does any of those guys help out? Darius Alexander, our draft pick, does he help out? In the run game. But yeah, we got to do something. The nice thing here, especially with the defense, is that we got a lot of these guys for at least 2, if not 3 more years. The only one, pretty much the only starter, right? And his snaps are going to be cut down a little bit because of Abdul Carter, will be Micah McFadden. It'll be interesting to see what the Giants do with him. Do they try to sign him before before free agency hits? Because this is his last season with the Giants. So I think it's interesting to see what they think of him. Do they want to try to bring him back? He's not going to be super expensive, but, what do they think of him? Also, Cordell Flott as well, too. But he may or may not be a starter. We'll have to wait and see. But, we got a lot of these guys, if you can just go across, we just drafted Darius Alexander, right? Sexy Dexy, we got him for a couple more years. Brian Burns, we got him for another 4 years. We picked up Kayvon's 5th-year option, so we got him for this year and next year. Karake, we got for at least 2 more seasons. We just Adebo for 3 years. Banks, we have him. It depends on if we pick up his 5th-year option or not. We can have him for another 3 years. Phillips in the slot, we can have him for 3 more years. We got Newman for 3 more years. We just got Holland for 3 years. And then, we'll have to see what they do with Belton, right? If he winds up being safety number 3. This is his contract year, too. Be interested to see if they bring him back as well. But a lot of the starters the Giants they'll have for at least a couple more years. So after this season's over with, right, they can sit down and say, we're pretty good. We ain't missing much. Let's hope anyway, right? What do we need, to really make this defense really awesome? And, maybe we might need another huge defensive tackle in there or something. Who knows, right? But, hopefully they can maybe put some type of finishing touches on the defense next free agency and the draft next year, right? But I said the defense should be, as long as we can stay healthy, the defense should be pretty good, right? So I'm very excited about seeing the defense out there.